I was watching David Carroll's classic video where he talked about Beyonce and the Super Bowl, and one of the points he made during his video was about black women not calling out other black women on their reprehensible, egregious, debaucherous, and dysfunctional behavior. And there's a reason why black women won't call out other black women on their reprehensible, debaucherous, dysfunctional, and egregious behavior. And that is because most black women have a covert contract with each other. And under this covert contract and the unwritten terms of this unwritten covert contract, black women say this: I won't call you out on your bad behavior if you won't call me out on my bad behavior. And under this unwritten set of rules, both women give each other a pass to participate in their own irresponsible, reckless, um, immoral, and debaucherous behavior. And and because both women are going to be silent about their behavior, they can go and do whatever they please. And because both women aren't going to say anything, they feel they have the pass to participate in these behaviors on the regular. And this covert contract goes over the heads of many of your Afro American Negro men. You see, many of your Afro American Negro men have a queen complex, and they have been raised with this queen complex from birth because many of these Negro men come from single mother households. And they look up at this woman and see her as some sort of goddess or queen and put her on a pedestal because she is the only one meeting their needs. But what many of your Afro American Negro men don't understand is that many of your Afro American Negro women, because they have this covert contract with each other, are participating in all sorts of debaucherous and all sorts of immoral behaviors right in front of him. And because he's looking up at her, he can't really see her for what she truly is or who she truly is. Um, he has absolutely no idea what kind of covert contract that the Negro woman has with other Negro women, and he pretty much is completely clueless for the most part. Now, I'm going to get back to this covert contract for a minute here. Under the covert contract, again, you have the woman saying, I won't talk about you if you won't talk about me. And under those rules, they are allowed to get away with all sorts of behaviors. This is how your Afro American woman can get away with having a sepulcher filled with dead man's bones. And this is something your Negro man just doesn't understand. Most females have skeleton bones in their closet. And this is a point that I made in my ebook, The Misadventures of Captain Save-A-Ho. I talk about these Negro women, not just Negro women, but women in general, having skeleton bones in their closet. Some have entire graveyards filled with bodies. And they also have a whole host of secrets. And these secrets are things that they're going to take to the grave. And they don't want anybody calling out their behavior, because if you call out their behaviors, there is a big chance that somebody's going to start digging in that graveyard and they're going to start finding out skeleton bones. And if people find out what's in that graveyard, if they find out what kind of secrets are in there and what type of things have been done and what type of things this female has done, it's going to pretty much, change the way people see them, because many of these Negro women have participated in behaviors that are stomach turning. If you were to find out the truth regarding those secrets in that graveyard, it would pretty much, make you lose your lunch. And just a few, this is just a few of the examples of the skeleton bones in that closet. These include secret abortions that these females have had, um, numerous sexual encounters these females have had with Negroes in the neighborhood for things like Air Jordan tennis shoes, leather jackets, cell phones, and even fried rice and chicken wings. Um, these females have participated in numerous deviant sexual acts such as orgies and threesomes. Um, these females have gone on to, have encounters with foreign store owners in their stores for Little Debbie snack cakes and ham sandwiches and even a bag of chips. Um, these females have participated in behaviors on business trips. They've gone out to these bars and hooked up with random guys. Some of them have even participated in all sorts of, sexual acts like that in foreign countries. Some of them have gone to other foreign places like Jamaica, the UK, Brazil, um, and they've had numerous sexual encounters with guys in those countries, and they've even participated in acts like threesomes and orgies over there. Um, some of these women, have had numerous sexual encounters with the boss at work, after hours, before hours, and even during work hours. Some of them have, gone out here and participated in drug use. And if I were to talk about what goes on at your bachelorette parties or your bridal showers, that's just, if you knew about it, you would just freak out. But your Afro American Negro woman has these skeleton bones in her closet and more. So that's just a part of the graveyard, and they don't want anyone to know about the graveyard. They want to keep the image up of the wholesome, beautiful, strong, independent black woman. They want that image to go out there. They don't want anybody to see this image of this dysfunctional, debaucherous, immoral Afro American Negro woman. They don't want anybody to see that picture, because if people were to see that picture, they would become disturbed and disgusted. So these Negro women will, for the most part, have this covert contract with each other where they say, I won't say anything about your stuff if you won't say anything about my stuff. And there are also co conspirators who participate in the covert contract as well. And these Negroes are the usual suspects. These include your pro blacks, your Negro pastors, and many of your white liberals, and many of these Negroes out here. They participate in the covert contract as well, because they know if they were to call this Negro female out on her stuff, the Negro female would have the opportunity to call them out on their stuff, because they were participating in the behaviors with this Negro woman. They were out here participating in the numerous sexual encounters and deviant encounters with this Negro female. So they don't want anyone to unearth their skeleton bones. And everybody wants to keep the graveyard tamped down tight, and they want to keep the dirt, in the ground. They don't want anybody digging up the dirt. They don't want anybody flinging the dirt. They don't want anybody tossing the dirt. And the Negro woman really doesn't want the dirt being tossed and thrown around, because she's the one with the most to lose, because she is the one who has been put on this high pedestal and, regarded as this queen and this goddess. And she doesn't want it coming out, because if she knows if it comes out and she's knocked off her high place, many of these clueless Negroes out here are finally going to look this Negro woman in the eye and see the truth regarding her. And she doesn't want to be taken down from her position. And the whole thing is that she has a whole host of buffer Negroes who will make every effort to keep her, in her on that pedestal and that raised position, because they have a lot to lose too. Because as long as she is up there, and they're on their protected position, they both, are protected. I mean, as long as she's in her position and these buffer Negroes are in their position, they can protect her. But they don't want it to come out, because that would ruin everything for everyone. And the Negro woman is the one with the most to lose in all this, because if her reputation goes down, then she will pretty much lose everything. That means no more free stuff altogether. That means, because if Negro men were to see this woman for what she was and see her for, what she has done, they would stop dealing with her altogether. And what a lot of Negro men don't understand is that this Negro woman has been participating in these type of behaviors for years. I mean, I have seen this type of behavior go on with girls back in the 1980s, as young as 13 and 14 years old. They would go out here and, propose exchanges for sex for sneakers or sex for Chinese food or all sorts of deals, under the table. And they propose these deals because they want to get stuff. And what many Negroes, they thinking that this is their girl, she's a sweetheart, she's a good, no, she's not at all. She's nothing like that at all. She's been doing this for years, and she's been getting away with it for years because many Negroes give it a pass because, again, they want to get away with their own dysfunctional, debaucherous, and reprehensible behavior. They want to get a free ticket to participating in their own stuff, so they give her a pass to participate in her own stuff. And while both of them, give each other passes, they amass skeleton bones in the closet. And they don't want any of these secrets to be revealed. They don't want anything to come out. And they don't want anybody to know what's going on. And the women themselves are all going to remain silent because they're the ones who get the most benefits from everybody remaining quiet. Um, that's how they get their needs met. That's how they get taken care of. And they have no reason to rock the boat. That's why they won't say anything about any of the disgusting and immoral behaviors because they're participating in their own disgusting and immoral behaviors. This is how they get their needs met. This is how they get their rent paid. This is how they get their cell phone paid. This is how they get to wear all those fancy clothes. This is how they get to keep a job. So their business, this is their business. This is how they make their money. They're not going to say a single word about it because this is how they make a living. This is their economic system. So this Negro woman is never going to call out another Negro woman. They're never going to say, your behavior is immoral because they know if they call that woman out, someone's going to call them out. And if they both call each other out, what's going to happen is this whole group of Negro simps and tricks is going to see the truth. The game is going to be up, and they're pretty much going to be without a way to take care of themselves. Now the guys like the Negro pastors and the pro-blacks and the foreign stoners and the liberals, they pretty much know what's going on. And even guys like me, we know what's going on. But the Negro men, male masses, as they stand, I say about 70-80% of them have no idea what's going on. They're completely clueless. They're the ones who grew up in these single mother households. They still think that this Negro woman is a goddess. They still think this woman is a queen. They think women are just like their mother. And they think they're going to be going home with this so-called good and perfect woman. Now, I know the difference. I know most of these women ain't perfect. I know most of them have skeleton bones. And many have secrets. And if these secrets were to become unearthed, they would turn your stomach. I mean, these women have been participating in these behaviors since they were at least about 12, 13 years old, and they have grown up participating in these behaviors, and they have a whole host of skeleton bones. And these skeleton bones, they don't want them unearthed. They don't want them dug up. And that's why another Negro woman will never call out another Negro woman because they know if they call her out, somebody's going to call them out. And they know that if somebody goes and looks in that graveyard between their legs, they're going to see something they just don't want to see. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.